Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is FrekiFitWolf. It is Sunday, so that means it's time for another week's weigh-in. So first of all, pointing out the fact that with the headphones again, trying not to pick up the noise from the window unit air conditioner. Our air conditioner is still broke. The landlord wanted to wait until I was no longer needing to be quarantined in order to have somebody out to fix it. So everywhere in my apartment is very loud right now because we have window units everywhere trying to keep it cool. It's not working that great, but it is what it is. But yeah, so I have this on. I know it's still picking up some of the noise from the air conditioner. I apologize for that. All right, so to business. It's weigh-in Sunday, and as you guys all pointed out, I do not need to put a lot of stock in this weigh-in, but for tracking purposes, I still went ahead and did it. That way, you know, I like to at least track that, keep track of where I was, where I am, where I'm going, all of that jazz, because otherwise, when I weigh in next week, I'll have no idea how well I did this particular week because I don't know what I was going off of. So I went ahead and weighed in, and I'm trying my best not to let it get to me. This week, obviously, like you guys know, I was sick for most of it, but I still didn't need to eat the way I ate, and I definitely used not feeling well as an excuse to have whatever I wanted the past 2 weeks. Obviously, last week's weigh-in where I gained 12 pounds, or almost 12 pounds, that I know I didn't eat enough to do that, but somehow it was there, and somehow when I weighed in this morning, it was still there, plus some more. And I will say that I did end up using it as an excuse, even after I started feeling better, because I needed 3 days of no fever before I can be around people. In my head, those 3 days were also days where I could just eat whatever I wanted to, and mentally was okay with that. So it wasn't a great week. But I'm not letting that get me down. It's just a new starting point. And in this video, after I say the weigh numbers, I'm going to talk about my goals and my plans to basically restart and get back to basics, because I kind of have to mentally for 2 weeks. Granted, a week and a half, week and 3/4 of that, I was very sick. But still, for 2 weeks, I have not done any of my usual habits as far as trying to lose weight. So I've got to restart, recalibrate everything. Anyway, let's do the weigh-in numbers, just get that out of the way. I stepped on the scale this morning, and it was 322 pounds. So I gained 3.4 pounds this week. And during this whole sickness, I gained 15 pounds even. 15 pounds in 2 weeks. That's obnoxious to me. But on the bright side, I am still down 54.8 pounds. And on the bright side, I know I can lose it because I've lost it before. Just kind of mentally, I know. You don't have to console me. I appreciate it. Just mentally, I was so close to getting under 300 pounds. Now I am 22 pounds away from it. So, not happy, but it is what it is. I'm moving on. I am not letting that stop me. So I just got distracted. I had an orange this morning, and there's a bowl with the peels in the corner. I meant to aim the camera away from that. Pretend you didn't see it this whole time. 4 minutes, yeah. Anyway, so this week, like I said, wasn't great. And yeah, so goals. First of all, I am using iTrackBites instead of Weight Watchers to meet my goals. And especially there are a lot of things in there that I can track easier, which makes it great. So number one, as far as getting B2B back to basics, is I'm going to be tracking everything. I'm going to be tracking my food, my water, my activity, and the iTrackBites app has a healthy checks, which used to be part of Weight Watchers years ago when I did Points Plus, and I have not really utilized it much lately, but I really want to focus on having healthier foods, not just staying within my points and calories goal, but having healthier foods. So with this healthy check section, it's at the bottom. You can click on it, and it lists items. It lists water, fruits and veggies, dairy, lean protein, oil, whole grains and vitamins. And it shows how many servings they recommend. You can check as many of those as you want, but it is a good way to make sure, hey, am I getting the nutrition that my body needs besides just staying within the calories? I believe, and I'm seeing other YouTubers and other people that do use Weight Watchers are finding that just because you're staying within your points does not mean you're necessarily doing it healthy. There is numerous ways to stay within those points or bites on iTrack bites, but doesn't mean you're doing it healthy. And if you've watched Barrett Pastor lately, she was staying within her points, but she was having like 800 calories. That's not healthy for your body. Your body can't run properly on that. And I know I've talked about this before for myself when I'm tracking, because on iTrack Bites you can see your points and you can see as a secondary measure your calories or macros if you choose to do that. I obviously am doing calories because there are plenty of times where I'm like, I'm out of points, but I'm at like 1,500 calories. My body needs 2,200 to 2,300 calories on average to lose weight in a healthy way without starving myself or without, gaining weight. So the points don't always line up. I try to eat food in a way that it will use the points and give me enough calories without giving too many. And there's not an exact science to it, but I've done it long enough that I could kind of see where it goes. And a lot of times, boom, you're out of points. Start eating those fruits and vegetables, those 0 point foods if you're using a different one. I am doing Sugar Smart, which is the green plan on Weight Watchers. But whichever plan you are, whatever the 0 point foods are, to get those calories in without going over your points if you want to keep them balanced. So that is huge thing that I'm going to be doing. Step 1, tracking. Step 2, bite and calorie goal. I'm using what the app recommends as far as bites go, or points, and I am having 64 points, which is kind of sad. I was down to 61. Now I'm back up to 64, which I know for a lot of you guys are like, holy cow, that's so much. Keep in mind, 322 pounds right here. Takes a lot of food to keep these organs going and to lose weight at a healthy rate. So 61 points or 64 points, and I am keeping my calories not what it recommends. I want to keep it between 22 and 2,300 calories with a little bit of leeway as far as it does recommend that I can have 2669, I think. I don't want to have that many calories, but so I'm going to keep it between 22 and 2,300. All right, so the next one is activity. I have been not moving and in bed for basically 2 weeks. Even the last couple of days where I felt better, didn't move around a whole lot. Definitely didn't go outside. It was too darn hot, and I'm not allowed to be around people. So I've either been on that or been in this. It's all I've done for the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to ease myself into it. I'm not going to just jump and like, all right, I'm working out 3 days a week and doing this and doing that. I'm starting simple. Again, this is just back to basics, so I don't overwhelm myself by trying to get to where I just was a few weeks ago as far as activity and fitness level goes. So my goal for this week is just to hit my step goal, my 10,000 steps a day. That's it. If I do more, if I feel like I'm up to more, fantastic. But that's not my goal. My goal is just to hit the 10,000 steps. And I think it's important to set goals that are realistic for you and realistic for me. And then when you do better, fantastic. But if I set the bar too high and I don't achieve it, it is a mental, I want to say mind F, but I can't say that word on here. It's a mental game that's not fun to play. All right. So the last number 5, sorry, I'm distracted, is I want to do healthy mindset activities. Before I got sick, I was in a depressed state. Still not feeling wonderful about life right now, but that was something I was already working on combating. Throw in 2 weeks of being sick and in pain and all of that fun stuff. Mentally, not in a great place. So I want to do on things to, one, help me mentally, but also mentally stay on track, because I've got to revamp all of those, the motivation, for lack of a better word. You guys know how I don't like the word motivation, but to get me back to where I was, that dedication, it's going to take some mental games. So one, I'm going to do some meditation, because that really can help a lot. And then also just other things like watching YouTube videos from the weight loss community, listening to podcasts from the weight loss community, journaling, writing out my feelings, writing out what's going on in my life, what's going on food-wise, what's going on just in general, because a lot of times just getting that out, and so I'm not bottling it up, can really, really help. Also, some other things that help me as far as staying dedicated is like looking up recipes, looking up healthy recipes, WW recipes, healthy recipes, whatever. Just having those visual images, especially if there are pictures, help trigger me to want to crave those things rather than mac and cheese or McDonald's or whatever. So just browsing through recipes of healthy food, it might make you a little bit more hungry, but it also helps me want those type of foods instead of the not so great type of foods. Also exercise how-tos. One, because I really want to focus on full body health, and I want to get back to exercising, but so one, that'll refresh my memory on how to do those. And then also just as I'm bored, as I'm watching these things, it helps motivate me to want to get up and do something, not just sit here and do nothing. And then I also wrote down like goal making and checking. There is something very, very satisfying about checking off something that you've accomplished, even if it is simply my step one of tracking everything. At the end of the day, if I can check that off my list, I tracked everything, that's very satisfying. If I have that list, especially in a place that I can see, and I see that I haven't done it, it makes you feel a little guilty and makes you want to do it. So that's something that I'm going to be doing as well. All right, so I've rambled on for 12 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Do you guys have any recommendations as far as getting back to basics, refocusing on your journey, things like that? Comment down below, let me know. Also, let me know how your journeys are going. You guys know I love hearing your stories. And other than that, just comment about whatever else you'd like to. Like the video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will talk to you guys Tuesday. I'm going to make a video Tuesday. Promise.